Hello everyone, my name is Akai Fox. This is one of my digital art videos today. Today's topic, or today's subject matter, is 404. For those of you who haven't grown up on the internet, I don't know, one, where you've been, but two, 404 is an error message that you often receive when things breaking. And that has been a theme for a long time in my life. I often tell people that I work with my superpower is to make other people's systems work, not my own. So someone made the suggestion in my channel, hey, why don't you make an error emote or an error message? And I said, you know, that's a really good idea. So we played around with several different eye variations, really hadn't settled on anything very much in the sketching process of what eyeballs do we like, maybe having some steam coming out of the ears, and finally we settled on the big dot, or big O and little O eyes. So that's what we ended up going with. I realize, looking back at this video, I probably should have made some other head sizing adjustments. It's still very much a circle, but you know, when it comes to doing something that's meant to be kind of scuffed and broken, perfection is the last thing on your mind, and it's more just, how do we make this work? How do we try to keep going? And sometimes that's all you can do. So I don't think I'll change it, and I think I'm okay with it. And it's, of course, about embracing your imperfections and things, and I could go into all sorts of stuff here, but for the purposes of the video, we just left it kind of more circular than maybe some of the other heads I've drawn in my past. I wanted to give some color definition to said steam, and blue just seemed like such an obvious choice, so I wanted to have some steam coming out of its ears, and that whole, oh, your brain is in meltdown and you're at the center of the nuclear reaction. So very much wanted to make sure that I emphasized this with some of the steam coming out of her ears here. But yeah, just cleaning up a bunch of the line work. I realized after the fact I probably should have waited to duplicate the line layer. I does find that coloring is a lot easier if I do that, but it also means that editing any of the lines is much more difficult because you have to not only do it the once, but then you have to go and do it again in the layer underneath, make sure you merge them all together correctly. And it's just something I don't often think about. Speaking of that little tendency of perfection, I realized I really wanted the eyes to be a lot more symmetrical, a lot more circular, and so I went back in and I readjusted those, bringing in the steam a lot more into the ear canals here, and then we move on to the font. Now, I knew I wanted 404, but I had no idea going into this what font I wanted. I just knew I wanted the two fours on either side of the ear, and I wanted that 0 in the middle to really just emphasize 404, and we finally landed on, I don't even remember what it was called, but we landed on this kind of smoky, I don't know what it was called, but it allowed for some transparency, and I really ended up liking that. So I just went through, shaded in a little bit. This is how it ended up turning out. We will be making a 404 error message in my channel that people can use and see this show up on screen. So if you liked this video, of course, I encourage you not only to leave a like, but if you have any comments on anything you liked out of here, or maybe a story where your stuff is broken, I'd love to hear it. But thank you so much for watching, everybody, and you all have a lovely rest of your day.